Please rewind this cassette.
All right, we're going to be reacting to the new Superman suit reveal from James Gunn's Superman Legacy, right?
Yes, I believe so.
What's the legacy?
He
That's
has
a
to build it, Pat.
Oh, okay. He'll build the legacy. There was some other recent film that had legacy at the end, if I remember.
Tron Legacy.
You're correct. That is the one. Yes.
All right,
Okay.
so that's him right there.
Yeah.
It's got his pointless lines and seams all over it. All right, looks like a biker. Looks like a biker suit,
It's an
actually.
interesting, choice to have the outfit be like uh that you see like the shoulder wrinkles and stuff like that, and that it's kind of in pieces, and it's not really body tight. Like, because I've always wondered that sometimes with Superman's costume in certain movies, it's like, how does he get that thing on? That thing looks tight as hell.
Looks like, yeah, sometimes uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah, how would he
God.
fit in that? I'll start with the things I like about this image, and a lot of it for me is tone. Before we get into the suit itself, so I like that Clark's in his apartment casually putting a suit on while something crazy's happening outside. I like if that's because it makes me think, at least in the movie, we're going to get some like of his home life and stuff that he's doing, which we don't really get in the Snyder movies, even though fans say, what about that scene where he jumps in the bathtub with Lois? Fuck off. Um, what about those two scenes at the Daily Planet? Fuck off. But, I want to spend time with Clark as the person. I've always felt that way with the Superman movie. I think, like, hey, he's just a dude. That's part of the appeal that happens to be God. So I like this idea that, like, maybe that isn't something that's tied to maybe the main bad guy, that this is just another day, and he's almost like, all right, let me put my fucking boots on, like you almost slipping your sneakers on to run out and get your Uber Eats order. I'm feeling that kind of tone from it. That's the vibe I got, that like um so I like that. It kind of gives an atmosphere like we're gonna get more like of Clark the character and what it is like to just be Superman, almost like a day-to-day kind of way about it. Almost maybe even a little bit more lighthearted in that James Gunn way, where there could be comedy to it, where it's almost there could be some One Punch Man element where he's like, all right, I'll go fight this evil alien thing outside because I'm Superman, and he can do it, and there could be some fun to it. So I like that about it quite a bit, because that's the feeling it gives me. I like the guy; he looks okay as Superman too. The actor, I'm not really bothered by him. Uh, As for the suit itself, I just kind of think it's a little mid. It's not great, but it's not also like so terrible that it bothers me.
I wish it was a little bit more colorful. I get that it's battle damaged and it has like debris on it and stuff a little bit, but I don't know. Up the saturation a little bit. That's me.
I mean, that's every time.
Hmm.
That's well, it's funny too because they always say to Christopher Reeve, they're like, "Oh, look, a comet accurate suit and it's colorful," and it's like they did it and it worked and they've never done it again.
Yeah.
It's like that, and I get that suit can look a little dated. It looks like he's just wearing like spandex, but I don't know. I think Christopher Reeve pulls it off. I never think that looks shitty when I watch those movies. But
No, it's like what you've said before. You know, you like comic book shit in your comic book movies. Big surprise.
yeah, I'm a creamer and the coffee guy.
Hmm.
And I don't know. It might be a stylistic choice because there was pictures where they were comparing it to. I remember images of Star Lord's outfit, and it has like the same look of material and design. So it might just be his costume designer, and he wants the actor to be able to move in the suit a certain way. So he's like, okay, I want you to make it this way so he can move his arms and stuff and have more mobility. I guess is maybe the premise behind the suit. What would be my guess?
I don't necessarily have a problem with the wrinkles and stuff. I just more or less have a problem with the texture of the suit. I'm just that's kind of where
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, and why does he have like knee pads? He's Superman.
Right.
He doesn't get hurt. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like it's pointless design. It's over design.
That's true. The suit's
Yeah.
kind of just symbolically worn. He doesn't need the suit to have Superman powers.
Hmm.
So I
Is it
guess,
me or does the suit have a belt?
yeah,
Yeah, it has
does.
belt in it has the red underwear too, which
Oh,
is
you're
good.
right. You're right. He does have the red underwear. Shit.
Hmm.
Oh, that's cool. At least we got the red undies back.
Yeah, at least I'll give him that.
When I was a little kid, they had a Halloween thing at my school, and my parents made a homemade Superman costume for me. And
Hey,
it was blue, like short blue pants and a blue shirt that my mom had sewn. And then she sewed in like the S. And then the underwear was literally red underwear. I was wearing like red, tighties. And then the cape was like a red cloth for a table, a small cloth that they like attached together with a string. And then they put gel and like slicked my hair up. And
that's cool.
I was little Superman. As I guess they just didn't decide to go to the store and buy a costume. Uh, they homemade the little Superman costume. I don't know, Destroyer. What do you think about the suit? Do you like it? If you saw this in the theater, would you be like, "Oh fuck yeah, Superman, let's go"?
Yeah, I think I'd like it. It's not like Batman and Robin suit level quality, so no bat nipples or super
Do you
nipples.
like it more than the Man of Steel suit?
That's a good question.
I know you're deep down you're a Snyder
Uh,
fan. I could sense it in you. You're translucent. I see right through you.
I'll be real. I think it's better than the Snyder suit.
I
for sure.
agree. I agree. I feel that way too. I already like the boots better.
Hmm.
I like really the only issue I'm having looking at it, I kind of just don't like the arms up to like where the shoulder, I guess, deltoids would be. I'm pretty cool with when I'm seeing the chest. The cape looks cool. I like the boots. I'm liking the belt in red. But it's weird that it seems a little loose. It's like, oh, maybe go down a size, Superman. Like you got it from, he ordered on Amazon and he couldn't get the size right.
He couldn't get it tailored.
Yeah, you got the extra large. I guess where do you go get Kryptonian stuff tailored?
Yeah.
Where do you it's more like I want to see it in motion and on camera. It's hard to tell in this image. I'll say this is an odd image to release.
Well, he looks depressed. I'm like, well, this doesn't look inspiring. This guy looks like
No.
he wants to kill himself. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Is this the Superman we're getting again?
yeah, it's an odd choice to like have this be the reveal of it, is to have a jellyfish thing in the background. In the city, and then Superman looking like he's bored or down. Like he was trying to take a dump and he had to go do something.
It's like,
And
God, man, I wanted to jerk off tonight, but now I got to go fight a jellyfish.
Well, I
Yeah.
think the vibe he's trying to get is like, oh shit, I gotta go back to work again.
that's what I
Yeah.
think too. That's the vibe I get. But
So is this a Superman that hates being Superman? That's the question.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, he might be trying to, bang Lois, and then it's like, ah, shit, I gotta go
That's
save the day
true. We
again.
don't know
I
we
gotta
don't know
bang Lois.
Yeah, we don't know the context. It could be like he's it could just be like you going to work or something. Maybe he works all day at the Daily Planet and then he's like goes some Superman shit and he's like, all right, finally I get to like, Netflix and chill, take a bath. Because I have to think James Gunn's gonna do stuff like that because he does comedy and stuff like that. I'm not hating on this movie just because he's an interesting enough filmmaker and stuff like that this could be an interesting movie. Even if I don't love the movie, it could be an interesting Superman movie and one that we haven't really seen before.
I mean, I guess.
He just never's really done anything like this, so it's hard to know. Like,
This will be the test of his range. That's
That-
for certain.
yeah, it's a swing. Because, like,
Mhm.
him doing the Suicide Squad movie, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You hired James Gunn to make a Suicide Squad movie that's rated R. I understand that. Him doing Superman was not on my bingo card. Like, at all.
Yeah, you can tell Zaslav like twisted his arm for that. I don't think he wanted to do that. I think he wanted to write the script, but I don't think he wanted to direct it.
Yeah, and it's not, that's the thing. It's not like he can't. It's not like he doesn't know how to direct and stuff. Like James Gunn knows how to make a movie.
Mhm.
So it's nothing like that. It's not like, oh, he can't technically pull off Superman. I don't believe that. But you think about how goofy the stuff is in this movie and the goofy tone. And don't be wrong, there's a lot of that in some Superman comics, some goofiness, particularly with like villains and stuff like that. But I am curious what tone he's trying to go for. But yeah, it seemed like everybody was shitting on this costume on Twitter a lot, but I don't know how much of that was like Snyder fans, or we always are negative when there's a new costume reveal. Nobody ever seems to be positive when there's a costume reveal for a superhero anymore.
Yeah, people were even down on Ben Affleck, which ironically, this is like the reveal image of what this feels like. A guy looking sad, looking mopey. Remember those memes?
Of course.
Yeah, they're iconic.
Batman's outside holding a cigarette.
Or
Duncan.
he's outside the one where he's at the grill.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. That was
Well, this guy's also British, so that might just be his face.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He's gonna have the British teeth.
Yeah, the last two guys who played Superman, fucking British. Are you telling me there's no like 6'3", 6'4" American guy with dark hair? I don't buy that. That there's not like a handsome, tall American actor that could play Superman.
I think they're much more charismatic in a screening or like when they're auditioning. That's probably what it is.
They like invented acting. I mean, they're like yes, British theater is idol acting, but I think Christopher Reeve being American is very important to why his Superman movies work.
You think it's a lot like Bond? Like it needs to be a British actor for Bond?
Yes, I don't. Yeah, and I'm not trying to, but it's just like you can always tell there's a bit of Britishness to it. They can do a decent American accent, but Christopher Reeve very much sounds like an American, like all American boy. Like his voice is it's not a guy putting on an American accent. He sounds like he could be from some small town somewhere.
That's true. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, like Lois, I never lie. That's very American.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, and I don't know. It's always like Tom Holland actually does a pretty good job of doing his American part. But every time I look, I'm like, God, you look so British. You have that British inbred look that they all have.
That's the high cheekbones.
Yeah, that girl from The Last of Us and Game of Thrones. It's like she's clearly British. You can't hide this. Like, okay, you made Joel a Mexican, fine. But you're trying to make this girl seem like she's an American kid. Like, no. It's just not, I'm not buying it. It's clearly a British person. What are we doing here?
I like how they gave him I say I like, but I can tell they gave him the New 52 collar, which is a little strange. But it's something. It's different. We'll see.
Yeah, the S is cool.
The Kingdom Come S, yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about the Kingdom Come Superman suit. It's funny.
It makes you think.
Sorry,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, it makes you think, is that the route they're going to go with this when it comes to Superman? Like, because that Superman was, of course, ambivalent to be Superman, at least in the beginning of it. That's why he was on the farm doing his own stuff, and Wonder Woman had to be like, yo, come on, let's go.
He's doing his own stuff and doing Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It's funny with Kingdom Come. When I first got that book, I got it at like a sale or some banner. I got it for nothing. I got it for like $5. And I remember I read it and I was like, holy shit, people are right. This is like Watchmen. This is fucking amazing. And then I left it in like somewhere near the bathroom, and then I guess my dad was taking shit or something and he was reading it. Because it was laying around. And he came to me one day, he said, hey, I read that comic yours. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, the Kingdom Come one. I go, oh, and he's like, it's fucking amazing. And I was like, it is, Dad. I was like, holy shit.
Father-son bonding.
Yeah, it was like a bro moment. I was like, oh, fuck, he liked it too. He was like, dude, that was amazing. I didn't know it'd be that good. He's like, I just was looking through, and he's like, I got sucked in. I'm like, I know, it's like a Christmas Carol at the beginning with the guy, and then it's fucking... Then it's like badass, and the artwork's amazing.
And then you find out who Mark Waid is.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Rip.
Yeah, well, Alex Ross, so it is funny with Alex Ross. He basically just came out of the gate like 2 books and immediately was a household name. That doesn't happen too often, where it's like you have like one or two books that immediately it's like, okay, you're an all-time, you're in the Hall of Fame now.
Well, when you're doing oil paintings of superheroes, I think the whole I think the industry is going to catch on to who quickly. That's a people are like, oh, you should just be an artist. You know, you should do stuff for galleries and stuff. No, fuck you. I'm doing comic books, and here he is, like a multi-millionaire.
That's the thing.
Doing
Like immediately, like was a star.
Mhm.
Like in the art world and everything. Immediately, like as soon as Marvel's hit the scene, he was like a name. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Like deservedly so. I fuck with that shit too. That's a thumbnail we should make. I love it's even got the little arrow thing like all those videos have.
It's just missing the giant goofy eyeball. All it's missing.
AJ Soprano's reacting to it. Oh my god, look at his dick.
Hey AJ, what are you looking at there? Oh my.
Clark, you never had the makings of a varsity athlete. If only they knew I was Superman. I love that in the first Superman movie, daughter, where like the jocks are making fun of him, and then he kicks the football like into space.
That's iconic.
It's
I love
so
that.
fucking awesome. And then he runs back home, and he has that scene where the girl's and he's running, and there's the dust behind him, and he waves.
Lois, sit down. Sit down in your seat,
Yeah,
Lois.
it's Lois. And then they get back, and they're like, "How did you get here so fast?" And they're like, "You're weird, Kent." They drive off. The guys are like, fucking weirdo. Usain Bolt motherfucker over here.
I'd want to be that guy's friend. I'd never want to be on his bad side.
I'm looking over like, Clark, what the fuck, dude?
Time out. Wait,
yeah, hold on.
wait.
I'm getting out of the car. Fuck you guys. I need to talk to this dude. Like, how did you get back so fast?
What did they feed you?
Yeah, what the fuck happened? I get the feeling the smart thing he's going to do here is he's going to skip an origin story and it's just going to go into him being Superman.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be
That's
like...
what I think so, too.
I think so, too. I don't think we're getting an origin story in this movie.
I don't even think they're going to say the name Martha in it.
It's forever tainted.
Yeah.
Martha!
It's gonna be like John Burns Superman, but like minus like the first two issues. It's just he's in the city, and he's already gonna have the suit, I guess. And Lois is like, "Oh, you're just here. Who are you?" And then you slowly find out from her perspective. It's almost like your pitch, Pat.
I know. I swear, if James Gunn watched that video or that Box Office Addict from years ago, and it's like, hey, this guy's got a pretty good fucking idea.
You could sue, Pat. You'd be a millionaire.
Oh, I'm suing the shit out of him. Yeah. I'll go to court with James Gunn. Well, it makes me think there's a scene in Superman Returns I really like, and people forget about that whole movie. But there's a scene, it's when he first comes back, because at the beginning of the movie he's been gone forever. He tried to go find the remains of Krypton, and he crashes back at the farm, at the Kent farm. But there's a part where he's out playing with the dog, and he looks out at a field, and he looks at the crops, and then he like has a flashback and remembers himself as a little kid. It's very Batman Begins like, and he remembers like being in the barn, and he's trying to jump really high, and then at one point he almost falls, and then he looks down and he's floating, and it's the first time he ever flew.
I remember that.
And I think maybe you could have a scene like that in there, like he has a flashback or something.
That's all you need, yeah.
Yeah, you have a moment like that to just establish a little bit, like, okay, this is following the lore. Maybe you could have Paul Kent in the scene for a bit, and just
that was
actually
actually
like that.
That was actually pretty smart of Bryan Singer.
I agree.
It's like we get like, well, we all know who Superman is. We all know who Christopher Reeve is. It's like we get it. It's like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but just jump in. Like, I want to see him go to work. Like, my ideal opening scene would be he has to go do a job as a journalist. This is something I hate about the Snyder version of this stuff, and why his fanboys don't. They're like, oh, he's like a mythological character and all stuff. I'm like, no, they never show like Clark Kent. They never establish that character, or develop that character in any of those movies. We don't get to know him ever. He doesn't have a personality. You know, where the Christopher Reeve one very much does have a personality and is established, and we do get to know that guy. You know, so when Lois is meeting him as Superman in the movie for the first time, we already, the audience, know him as Clark Kent. And we care about him at that point.
Here's a real question. They're going to go the Silver Age route, or they're going to go post-crisis route, where she knows who he is?
I'm going to guess post-crisis.
Hopefully.
I'm thinking he's
That's-
gonna try to get a lot of the like setup exposition shit out of the way and just have it start with a Superman universe and then bring in whatever villain or storyline he wants to bring in post that, would be my guess.
I wish it would have been Lobo. I wish that would have been like it's a very small scale villain. He's just here, and then Clark just has to.
I've been
but
wanting
you're finding-
Brainiac forever. Nobody wants to fucking do Brainiac in a movie.
Well, I'd like Brainiac too. It's just I feel like that's too much to start off with. Like Lobo's small. You can do stuff with that. It'd be funny too because he's really fucking funny.
Oh well, Lex Luthor's in this, so what am I even saying? Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he cast Lex Luthor.
Yeah, guy who looks like he's 20-year-old, but he's like 40.
Yeah.
I wonder if Superman's gonna fly through that jellyfish and get covered in gunk, and then go back to Lois.
That's
Now
the
I
sounds
know,
like a
how
James
you,
Gunn thing.
now I know how you feel like Lois.
Yeah, that sounds like a James Gunn type thing.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah.
that scene in Mallrats where they're talking about a Kryptonian condom and stuff. Like Kevin Smith's Superman dialogue being like, oh, James is like, actually, there's some good bits here. Well, that's the thing. I do want to see him have sex. I mean that. I want to see him, like, get drunk. I want to see him, like, live life and do things.
Mhm.
That's what's going to make him a good character and make him work. You have to ground him in some level of, like, realism and likability. Like they did Tony Stark as Iron Man, like they did with Captain America and Winter Soldier. Like, let me get to know the guy a little bit and see him. Like, I want to see his routine. It could be fun. It's fun. Like, what does Superman do with his day-to-day life? What's his life like?
He's secretly a LeBron fan.
Oh, I hope not. Yeah, he's writing goat articles for Daily Planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sports section.
Yeah, MJ's overrated. He's adjusting the glasses. Perry made what's his it's Perry, right?
Yeah, Perry White.
Perry White's just like, oh, you know it's MJ, Clark, and he's like, oh, come on, old head. Yeah, that's not true. He's like, have you seen that Ant Edwards kid play? That's like MJ. He's dominating the league. Oh, stop it.
No, it's him. It's him.
He's him.
Yeah, it's AR. It's Perry. Come on, can't
Yeah,
you see it? He's
it's
him.
AR-15. Yeah. Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves plays Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
He is like Jimmy Olsen to LeBron now that I'm thinking about it.
He
That is a
is!
dead-on comparison. He is like,
Yeah.
oh boy, I can't wait to go on this adventure with you, LeBron.
Let's
I'm
go,
a
AR.
Laker.
Oh me.
Like it's every white kid's 2K character that somehow wins championships in the game, and it's like a real life version of it happening in front of your eyes. Like you best start believing you're in a video game. So what? I think it looks okay. I think the suit looks fine. I got no harsh.
Yeah, I think it's
feelings about
fine.
it. It's not great. I'll say that. I'm not looking and being like, that's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted.
Better than Snyder. I'll give it that. That's not a very high bar, but
Yeah.
we'll give it that.
Yeah, exactly.